Top 3 guilty teenage convicts reacting to life sentence. You receive punishment for horrendously incorrect actions. Today we'll examine how the top 3 juvenile offenders are responding to their death sentences.
It shows that there is something said significant and intentional in immediately starting another fire in the living room.
I agree with the family. I hope you die in prison as well.
Individual would be found over for general session.
This boy received a life sentence for igniting a fire that resulted in the death of another teen. It was a careless error that destroyed another and took the life of an innocent person. The convicted's response indicates that he regrets his misdeed as well. He never stopped sobbing and pleading for death, but the judge gave him the death penalty. We should take note of his errors.
Jodi Arias is the first female on this list. She was being sentenced for the murder of her ex-boyfriend. Her boyfriend was actually famous for saying these disturbing words to his friend. Don't be surprised if one of these Sundays I don't show up and you find me dead in some place. Well, that's exactly what happened before she was sentenced to life in prison. She actually killed her ex-boyfriend just like he said she would.
But I had to fight for my life just like I did on June 4th, 2008, because I realized how selfish it would be for me to escape accountability for this mess that I've created. I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters, several nieces and nephews, a mom, a dad, 8 aunts, 9 uncles, over 20 cousins that I've grown up with, as well as countless friends, all of whom would suffer greatly if I took my own life or if I allocated and begged for the death penalty and then got it. The most important thing I want to say is that I am very sorry for the enormous pain that I've caused the people that love Travis. I'm horrified because of what I did, and I wish there was some way I could take it back.
Court finds the defendant has no prior criminal history. The defendant has family and community support. The defendant has mental health issues. The court has also considered the defendant's childhood background. The court finds the mitigation presented is not sufficiently substantial to call for leniency and that a natural life sentence is appropriate. It is ordered the defendant shall be incarcerated in the Department of Corrections for the rest of her natural life with no possibility of parole.
Her name is Jodi Arias. She was given the death penalty for killing her ex-boyfriend. "Don't be shocked if one of these Sundays I don't show up and you find me dead somewhere," was a notorious line from her partner. That is precisely what took place.
We now move into a man who was formerly a police officer who has done some very bad things, leading to him being in court and having over 5 charges being held against him. When he hears his sentencing and what the judge is saying, he breaks down into tears as a full-grown man who is just getting what he deserves.
Sexual punishment at 8 years. Count 2. Not guilty of the crime of. Count 3, burglary in the first degree. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of burglary in the first degree, nor lesser included. Count 4, defendant is guilty of the crime of procurement. Punishment is set at 5 years. Count 5. Defendant is guilty of the crime 31 by instrumentation. Defendant is guilty of the crime of and punishment is set at 12 years. Count 32. Defendant is guilty. Mr. Holtzclaw, this jury finds you guilty of the various counts. You will be remanded to the custody of the Oklahoma County Sheriff for formal sentencing set January 21st, 2016 at 10 o'clock a.m. All right, you have a seat. The custody of the sheriff. You're excused.
He has 5 charges against him. When he heard the judge had passed a death sentence on him, he broke down in tears. That's it for the day. Tell us what your takeaway is from these. Tell us in the comments box. Also, hit like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from us. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.